Hey, it's Megan McFadden from Mischievous Monsters. Today is May 13th, 2023, and we are going to finish the rest of my garden. I'm going to show you in a review what we did yesterday. So, my dad and I put mulch and landscaping fabric around my strawberries. I finished up the project myself, but my dad helped me a good chunk with it. Then I spent 3-4 hours on and off planting all these different plants. Ideally, you don't plant them this close together, but I don't have room to plant them anywhere else. But my technique was alternate between root plants and things that spread out more, so like a cucumber and a radish. Like towards the end we did cucumbers with broccoli and cauliflower because they just grow bulbs, they don't grow like vines. Today my goal is to remove this completely and then put the rest of the garden right along here. My main tools are a shovel, and I'm going to use the wheelbarrow to transport these blocks all the way over there. You can see yonder, that's my pile. So what I'm doing to get the rest of these blocks out is I am shoveling around it, and then after it's filled, I take the stuff that's already on top in a little pile and even it out. And I like that you can tell it's a bottom down here, because it is the landscaping fabric. There might be something underneath that, but I'm like, I'm not messing with that. That's on the ground, so it's not going to interfere with my growing of my plants. This is the final block of the compost. I've been working on this project for like on and off for 2 months, so I feel super accomplished that this is the last one, and then I can put a garden on top of what was the compost. Now that I'm done getting the blocks out, I leveled it, and I'm going to take some of this corn cob and landscaping fabric mess and put it on the future burn pile for all the sticks that I picked up like a couple months ago. This looks way better. I'm not going to say I'm that great a weeder. I took 3 wheelbarrow loads to do it, and it is progress. Now, since Lorraine and I have an agreement, we are not going to rain till at least 1 p.m. or 2 p.m. when I have to get ready for the day. I am going to plant more seedlings. Even though I got 1 more cucumber thing left, I'm just going to plant this whole combo thing instead, because these seedling things get so fragile that I don't want to break it. So first we're going to do the Deciso broccoli. That will go in between the lemon cucumber and Jubilee watermelon. Next, I'm going to plant the Jubilee watermelon. That's going to go between the Deciso broccoli and the Deciso violeta cauliflower. This is an optional tip. When you're not using the hoe to plant the plants, I would set it directly next to the plants you just planted. They're pretty tiny, so it's easy to step on them, so you'd rather step on the hoe over the plants themselves. Next, I'm planting the Deciso violet cauliflower. It's going between 2 watermelon plants, the Jubilee and the Crimson Sweet. Next, I'm going to plant the Crimson Sweet watermelons. It will go in between the Deciso violeta cauliflower and the Sun King hybrid broccoli. This is the Sun King hybrid broccoli. It will go in between the Crimson Sweet watermelon, Armand cucumbers. Here are the Armand cucumbers. They will go in between the broccoli and cabbage. This row is very sandy. I'm not sure how the cucumbers are going to do. I think it's kind of a nice experiment to notice, wait, the soil content percentages are made of, this percent clay, this percent sand. So we'll see how it does in the sandy soil. My previous home, my garden was a sandbox and I just put soil on top. It was okay, but we'll see how this goes. Next, I'm planting the early Jersey Wakeford cabbage. So this whole section is stuff I planted first, but I was gonna plant some of this on my deck. But since I need some in-betweens between some of these plants, I'm just gonna plant some of them here. And remember, I gave 2 of the plants to my mom. Next, I'm gonna plant the sugar pie pumpkins. So these are the stereotypical pumpkins you put in pumpkin pie, or whatever recipes you put for, you know, the canned pie puree. So this will go in between the cabbage and Swiss chard. Next, I'm gonna plant the Burpees rhubarb Swiss chard. I'm assuming the name is from the color. I do feel more drops than I did before. Since it's only claiming it's just supposed to be windy and start raining around 5, I'll continue planting as long as I can because I'd like to plant as much as possible today because I'm not going to be able to plant anything till Wednesday, and today's Saturday. Next, we're going to plant the jack-o'-lantern pumpkins. They're going to go between the Swiss chard and the kale. Here's the lactinato kale. It will go in between the jack-o'-lantern pumpkins and the autumn blue pumpkins. Next, I'm planting the autumn blue pumpkins. Normally, I don't plant them until I'm ready with the sprouts. But 2 things. One, if you notice on the bottom, they're growing. And they'll be like this in a day or 2. They just pop up and say, I'm ready to plant. And I'm not planting them till I can't plant anything else till Wednesday if I don't plant it today. So I'm going to plant it today. These will go in between the kale and the purple looking lettuce. I have a new friend. I hope they're not eating my seedlings. It looks like it just wants bugs. So there's a lot of grubs and bugs in here. Next thing we're going to plant is the big boom pumpkin. It's a stereotypical bippity-boppity-boo, the pumpkin carriage from Cinderella pumpkins. This will go in between the burgundy lettuce and the Brussels sprouts, and these are the last 2 things I'm planting today. Well, also my garden is about full, so the last thing I'm planting is Brussels sprouts. So these get tall, so you want to plant them at the end of your garden. This is what it looks like when it's done. My dad was already telling me that this is too tight. I know. I'll figure something out for the melons and gourds later and the zucchini. But this is what I have for right now, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm doing Darwin method survival to fitness, so we'll see how it goes. So it's about 1 o'clock. The rain did hold out. My dad's mowing the lawn right now because I'm not trying to do that yet. So I think it's going to wait until he's done. And then fingers crossed we'll get rain. I like rain, but I'd like to do it when I'm busy. Like if I'm at work, church, have plans. Instead of, oh, this is the only time this week I can garden. Okay, I can totally do that, but fingers crossed later. I may show you my trick on weeding prevention / like tip for gardening. It just depends on how tired I am after I get home. Do we have a musical now? Musical of singers? Starring who? Who is singing? Not you, Patches? Oh, Crash is singing. Is Patches singing? What about Patches? And Sabrina? You're just looking at the car. You're like, no intruders here. Hello, Edward. You dork. I just got home from work. I'm a little too tired to do much more, but I can show you my vision for the rest of the garden. Give me a second. As a review, We did a sequence of longer plants, root plant, and eventually did some greens in between. So squash, cucumbers, watermelon. In between there'd be radishes, beets, carrots, and then eventually lettuce, kale, things like that. Over there is the lovely strawberry patch. The first ones that it's against, those two, they are asparagus patches. Right over there, right behind, in front of the trees, is still part of the asparagus patch. This is just wildflowers, the neighbor's plant, and it's gonna stay that way. So right in this middle where I have the new rhubarb plant, it's gonna be an herb garden. And then over here is my orchard. From top to bottom, we got squash, radish, squash, carrot, squash, beet, buttercup, squash, parsnips, butternut squash, another type of beet. This is first cucumber, carrot, cucumber, broccoli, cucumber, cauliflower, cucumber, broccoli, watermelon, cauliflower, watermelon, broccoli, cucumber, cabbage, pumpkin. We got a Swiss chard, pumpkin, we got kale, pumpkin that's about to sprout, lettuce, another pumpkin that's ready to sprout, and last but not least, butternut squash. Brussels sprouts. So everything's planted a little too close. I hope that it's gonna go better than I think. But I have a couple other places where we're gonna plant a couple more of the wider spreading plants, so fingers crossed. And one more thing before I go. I have sticks by every edge to prevent people from stepping on it. People need to step on the log to go on there. Hopefully that's going to prevent some trampling. Of course, not all your plants are going to live to harvest. That is normal. But if you get 50%, a little of everything to live, that would make me happy. And not wanting to cry themselves to sleep. I'm going to try... We'll have a little bit of space out there to spread out. And if it goes too far, I'm going to snip to make it a little smaller. Hello, shed. How are you doing? So, right here, this is my dad's machine shed. So, right to the right of the door. This is where I would like to plant some of my green beans and peas. Probably just my beans, because I don't think both will fit there. Look at this whole little etching right here. I may have to double check with my dad if he would be okay with this. But I think this would be a perfect place for peas. Peas would be perfect right there. And maybe, well, like right on the very, very edge. Like what he wouldn't do. But I'm not sure. He might rather just have this grass. Right here is under my crabapple tree. There's a lot of bulbs right there. So we're not going to plant anything there. But right here, right behind the shed, there is some potential since there's no grass growing right there. We could put melons or something right here. This would also be good just around most of this shed. I bet you I could plant some stuff because nothing's there around. Well, it'd be mainly garden beans and peas. Right along this edge is nothing. I could put something here, but it'd have to be kind of small. There is some potential right there for some things, some small plants, but these trees will have to go sometime. I'll cut them later. Maybe I'll plant a couple things right there, but anything along sides of houses or sides of sheds, it has to be baby small. Peas, beans, no squashes or anything like that. Right here is a little stretch. We could put some melon here. Maybe this was the place my dad was talking about planting sweet corn. I don't remember, but we could plant something right there. I'm gonna leave most of this section alone. This is where the wildflowers are gonna go because we're not mowing it anyway to avoid whatever. We already got milkweed and some of that in there, so why not purposely have things over there? This area is gonna be avoided too because of sticks and stuff, unless I'm desperate. Besides, my dad has to catch us on fire sometimes, so I can't put grow anything here right now. Right here would work for a smaller plant. The other side actually has flowers on it, so I can't plant on the other side of that. Right here would be the last possibility, but I don't think this would have that great of sunlight with all the sheds around it, so I would say don't do that spot. I forgot to mention, so asparagus are good companion plants with tomatoes, so I'm gonna put my tomato plants in my asparagus patch. Hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll work out okay. The storm's about to come. I'm gonna head inside and just settle in for the night. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. Stay tuned for me planting more things soon. Bye.